What's up everybody, Kuyebre here. So Comic-Con Africa Online Day 1 is over, and just wanted to do a little recap on what has happened. I wanted to try and do some record what's going on with panels and segments, and even sort of record myself with reactions and so on. But yeah, so far Day 1 has gone pretty well, despite some of their technical difficulties, but it's understandable. It's the first time they've ever gone online, and this is the first day, but still, yeah, well done to the team. So this is a little portal that they've developed because of the whole quarantine situation. Yeah, everything is online. The exhibitors, unfortunately, I cannot view it because everything closed down at 6 o'clock. So I will try tomorrow to browse through this portal and show what they've had to offer. The way everything is designed, it looks pretty cool. The theme was Galaxy, and each little section, for the cosplayers, the exhibitors, artists, media, they all have their own little planet. Too bad I cannot show you the buff Colonel Sanders, who's dressed up like Superman, carrying the Comic-Con flag. So again, I couldn't really do any recordings because I was also working today, even though it's a public holiday. It was my fault for not organizing to have myself replaced. But here's one of the panels or segments with our boy Zaid talking about comic books, and if you're planning to go through the whole investment game of comic books, he was talking about a company called CGC to rate comic books to officially give a value to them. And here in this screenshot, he was busy talking to, I forgot his name, I'm really sorry, but it's one of the guys from Cosmic Comics, and they are also sort of like an agent for CGC. So if you want to have your comic books rated, you can reach out to Cosmic Comics, and they can maybe guide you through the process, or submit the comic book on your behalf. Oh, and just to add another thing, when they did their streams, they were streaming through Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and Instagram TV or IGTV. Unfortunately, I couldn't figure out what was going on with my IGTV. I just couldn't find the streams for Comic-Con Africa, but hopefully Day 2 I can have everything sorted. Oh, and besides the major platforms, YouTube, Twitch, Instagram, and Facebook, they had some internal sort of discussion panels with regards to game development and esports. I didn't see anything running under esports whenever I looked, unless the tournaments are starting tomorrow or the day after. Game development, I didn't have a chance to catch their panels because I only discovered it by accident, to be honest. But yeah, unfortunately they didn't have anything showing at the moment. I just took a screenshot just to show you what it would look like in case if you do have access to the portal, you can go through here. Here's one of the panels run by Dum Dum Dai. This one, I think they were talking about getting into role-playing. They had another one just before this one earlier in the morning where they were talking to a couple of DMs, asking questions about how to handle certain things, like situations with players, or how do they handle their notes for their NPCs or the world that they've built, the tools that they use to manage all of their information, whether it be software or if it's like hard paper with highlighters, pencils, and so on. And it was actually quite interesting. I've learned quite a bit. Here are some MCs that were busy discussing things around gaming. it first started off with professional gamers, how they went into esports. They did have like a little interview session with them. Just these guys were pretty cool. Shame for Hellbird Zade. His mic, for some reason, the audio wasn't picking up very well. It sounded like, even though the mic was connected here, it sounded like the mic was about half a meter away from him, or maybe even 1 meter away from him. And then at some point he even clipped it onto his beard. I wish I could grow a beard. Oh, and here's the panel where they interviewed a few local esports celebrities or icons, discussed their journey, their opinions on how things went and how things are now. Oh, and here was this one panel where Zaid was interviewing the producers and writers of a movie called Fried Berry. What is the name again? Yeah, Fried Berry. I couldn't catch all of it because I had to take a call for work. But the trailer that I saw for the movie, and yeah, it was produced here in South Africa. The trailer looked really interesting, so I need to get access to that movie and watch it. Oh, and my screenshots are a bit out of order, so this wasn't like in order of how it went through the day. So right now it's just whichever is next available, and then I'll explain everything. Oh, and here's one where they had an YouTuber, so anime YouTuber, Aki Dearest, and wow, the chat just went crazy as soon as her panel started. Everyone was just flooding it with questions or little comments saying, "Aki, I love you." But she was pretty fun though, so I really had to catch her panel. Oh, and another thing with regards to these panels, they would have more than one running at the same time. So there was some other gaming panel, and I think also a mini, was it a mini tournament or just, I think it was the beginners thingy for Counter-Strike, sort of like a little segment or presentation. I was busy watching it and I think I had to ditch it halfway just to catch Haki. I feel bad, but yeah. Another way I tried to keep track of all the panels running, I had four windows running at the same time. Yeah, as you can see, I had 2 monitors and then just 4 windows to try and keep up with everything that's happening. Oh, and not sure if you'll notice this panel here with they were busy having a chat with 3 Canadian artists, Mike Ruth, Casey Parsons, Ken Lashley, and a representative from CCA, Patrick Duvenhage. Sorry if I'm butchering your name there. So yeah, you'll see that they've sort of just started. I think this was roughly about 5, maybe 8 minutes into the panel, and the entire panel was 45 minutes. So yeah, you'll see there's a little more body to the artwork. Here's a theme from Fantastic Four, Hulk. I don't know if this is like the Avengers Hulk, and here is Batman. And here's is basically the finished product. I think they were maybe 5-10 minutes away from the end of their panel, and all of this was amazing, and the different styles was also quite interesting. Ken basically just used the pen all the way and a little Tipex to create some defined white outlines here and there. And then with Mike, he started off with pen, and then I think he started finishing off with watercolors. I could be, no, maybe not watercolors, but yeah. And Casey I think he just used a pencil to get the general outline of Hulk and then, yeah, painted everything in. The detail in all of this is just amazing. And then they also had a panel for Magic the Gathering. They used the online version as well. And I think one of the biggest highlights of these panels for me and almost everyone that I knew that was going to be watching these streams, an interview with Jason David Frank, also known as the Green Ranger. Everyone was going nuts. I started shaking. My childhood was basically flashing before my eyes. And he sounds like a very awesome guy. But yeah, seeing him live was quite a big moment for a lot of us. So he's got another panel tomorrow. And he even said that if things go well next year and Comic-Con Africa doesn't have to do this whole online situation and they actually have a physical venue, Jason, aka Tommy, says that he will definitely try and come to South Africa. So Zaid, I'm really sorry. Honest, genuinely, like genuine. Sorry, not generally. Genuinely, I was not planning this. I was just trying to grab screenshots to show the guys what exactly is happening. But yeah, the okay. So they also did a couple of quiz competitions. Earlier today they did Wonder Woman. I'm not sure how things went on that one. Again, I didn't get a chance to catch it, but I'm sure whoever entered, everyone had fun as always. And then the second quiz that they did here was for DBZ. Okay, I'm really sorry, Zaid. Okay, next one. And to finish off the day, they had this drink and draw. I'm not sure if they were really drinking, but it's just the theme that they have for, like, they're just chilling, getting together and drawing. So here they got together several artists. Here they were doing a contest where the theme was draw yourself as a superhero, if I remember correctly. They had a time limit, so they couldn't properly flesh out their drawings, but the techniques that they used was really interesting. And then I believe it kept going on for a few more rounds, started eliminating people until there's like a grand prize, and each round there was a different challenge. And then at the same time there was a D&D panel with Dum Dum Die again, and the topic of this one was stories that changed the world. So they were just busy talking about some of their own personal experiences. People were asking questions in their chat. So CCA was just hosting Dum Dum Die's Twitch stream, and again learned quite a bit with regards to D&D. And that's it for day one of Comic-Con Africa online. Oh yeah, and they did have a few other panels. There was also a gaming one. I think they were reviewing a tournament or commentating a tournament. Then they also had another panel when they interviewed Hale Appleman and Stella Maiev. I hope I pronounced that correctly. Yeah, I think those two were from a show called The Magician or Magicians. Yeah, I don't know everything. I cannot watch everything. I wish I did, but yeah, I would need to sacrifice sleep. What is sleep? But yeah, one day I will try and catch up with everything. But yeah, basically that's it. Comic-Con day one, Comic-Con online. day one. Oh, and apparently, okay, so the day is technically over, but they are running a sort of like a D&D horror session later, around 11 until midnight. Yes, until midnight. I'll see if I can catch that, otherwise I may just pass out. I am exhausted. But yeah, hopefully you guys can come and watch day 2 of Comic-Con Africa Online. The portal, I think it's part of that registration thing that they had, where you had to register before the 18th in order to access it. But to actually watch the streams, as far as I can tell, anyone can jump in and watch. I will put links to all of the channels, except maybe Instagram TV, because I still don't know why it wasn't working for me. But I'll put a link to their Instagram profile at least, so you can, if you somehow have better luck than me, go ahead and watch it. They were also doing like a sort of like live drawing panels, so within half an hour they have a well-known artist doing some artwork. They call it a spotlight session. But yeah, this is just a highlight of what I was able to grasp of everything that was going on in Comic-Con Africa today. It was just so much. Like, having this setup kind of gave me a headache after about 15 minutes. But yeah, it was nice to see what they actually managed to put together since the announcement of the country going into lockdown. But yeah, hope you guys can join us for day 2 Comic-Con Africa Online.